vanished to the remote mountains of Hanzhong. Liu Bang set fire to the only road leading back to the heartland, and everyone believed he had given up the fight. As smoke curled into the sky, the enemy let down their guard. No one thought he would ever return, but they were wrong. This is Stories of Strategy, learning Sun Tzu through legends.
In ancient China, there was a military maneuver so cunning, so unexpected it seemed almost like magic. The mastermind behind it? Liu Bang, a man exiled to the frontier, nearly forgotten by history, who flipped the game with a single move and changed the fate of an empire. It was 206 BC. The Qin Dynasty had just collapsed. Although many rebel forces had risen to challenge tyranny, it wasn't Liu Bang who emerged as the strongest. It was Xiang Yu. Xiang Yu was a brilliant general with unmatched military power. He personally captured the last Qin king and stunned all under heaven. Soon, he declared himself the hegemon king of Western Chu, hosted the famous feast at Hongmen, and took control of dividing the empire. Though Liu Bang had been the first to enter the Qin capital of Xianyang and effectively ended the Qin dynasty, he lacked military strength. So in the Great Reshuffling, he was exiled to the remote mountainous region of Hanzhong, granted the title of King of Han, but in truth, marginalized. The strategic heartland of Guanzhong, where Liu Bang had expected to rule, was instead handed to three former Qin generals who had surrendered to Xiang Yu: Zhang Han, Sima Xin, and Dong Yi. They were named kings of Yongzhou and Dai, forming a triple lock that sealed off Liu Bang from the Central Plains. Yet despite being isolated in the southwest, Liu Bang still held military command. He had his own army, the ability to organize supplies, and the will to fight again. Outwardly, he bowed to Xiang Yu and expressed gratitude. But behind closed doors, his strategist Zhang Liang proposed a bold idea.
Don't make a sound. Let him lower his guard, then strike from the shadows.
So Liu Bang pulled off a shocking move. He personally set fire to the only road that led back to the east, the plank path carved into the cliffs. This was the only route connecting Hanzhong to the heartland. Flames roared, smoke rolled through the mountains, lighting up the night sky. Soon, Xiang Yu's scouts returned with news.
The king of Han has burned his own road home.
Xiang Yu laughed.
Good. He's finally accepted his fate.
From that moment on, the world believed Liu Bang had given up. But this was only the first step in his master plan. The fire was never meant to cut off retreat. It was meant to put on a show. Zhang Liang had already planned the next act, to make Xiang Yu see what they wanted him to see, not the truth. While the world thought Liu Bang was out of options, a second plan was quietly set into motion. The real operation was led by Liu Bang's brilliant young general, Han Xin. Han Xin proposed a classic tactic of misdirection.
Openly repair the plank road, secretly march through Chencang.
The plan had two parts. On the surface, General Fan Kuai led 10,000 men to loudly rebuild the burned plank road. They hammered, shouted, raised flags, and even put up signs reading,
Project to be completed in 1 month.
By day, dust flew and timber cracked. By night, torches lit the mountains as construction continued without rest. It looked like a massive military preparation. The valley echoed with noise, birds scattered. Villagers were convinced.
Liu Bang was preparing a full-scale frontal assault.
But behind the scenes, Liu Bang personally led his elite forces along a forgotten route, the ancient Chencang path. This road was overgrown, wet, and nearly impassable. By day, barely any light reached the ground. By night, you couldn't see your own fingers. The soldiers had never walked such dangerous terrain. They pressed forward through exhaustion and hunger, pushing on under the stars. The vanguard cleared the path. The rear supported the wounded. No one complained. They all knew. This wasn't a retreat. It was a mission to outwit the enemy. So what was Zhang Han, the man guarding Guanzhong, doing? He sat comfortably in his palace in Yongcheng, listening to his scouts report.
They're still rebuilding the plank road, working day and night.
Zhang Han laughed.
That road takes 3 years to fix. Let them waste their time.
He continued feasting with his officers, joking,
If Liu Bang really wants to attack head-on, it saves me the trouble of chasing him.
Zhang Han had no idea there was another road, Chencang, let alone that it was being used. That blind spot would become Liu Bang's secret gateway. Then one day, the city's lookout tower rang with panic.
Enemy troops. It's the Han army. They're behind us.
Zhang Han froze. The wine cup slipped from his hand.
What? I thought they were rebuilding the plank road.
But it was already too late. Liu Bang's forces had arrived from behind, like thunder from a clear sky, crushing resistance in their path. In just a few days, the 3 Qin kingdoms collapsed. With minimal losses, Liu Bang seized the Guanzhong heartland, gained control of the grain routes, and secured both timing and terrain. This victory shattered the blockade Xiang Yu had placed around him. From this moment on, Liu Bang was no longer a marginalized frontier king. He became a true contender for the empire. With control over central China's resources and roads, the long struggle between Chu and Han had officially begun. This felt like magic, but it wasn't luck. It was a textbook execution of Sun Tzu's Art of War, Chapter 7, Maneuvering. Sun Tzu said,
Warfare is based on deception. Move when it is profitable.
Liu Bang didn't charge forward. He made the enemy believe he'd given up. The fire was fake surrender. The roadwork was a noisy distraction. The real army crept forward, silent and deadly. Deception isn't just about lying. It's about making your enemy believe the wrong picture and act on it. Sun Tzu said,
Use the indirect to arrive directly. Turn danger into advantage.
The Chencang path was long, remote, and dangerous. So much so that no one expected it. That's exactly why it worked. Great commanders don't follow the road everyone sees. They strike from where no one is looking. Sun Tzu said,
Start later, arrive first. That is the key to battlefield maneuver.
Liu Bang moved after his enemies and through a harder road, but he arrived before they expected and attacked before they could react. Victory isn't about who starts first. It's about who strikes at the right time and place. Sun Tzu said,
The difficulty of warfare lies in turning division into unity.
Han Xin's operation was like a magic trick. One army on display repairing the road, that was the decoy. The real army moved in secret. That was the surprise. When the two came together, it was over. The best generals move like water, flowing, shifting, and always striking where the enemy is weakest. Openly repair the plank road, secretly march through Chencang, is not just a Chinese proverb. It is a living example of Sun Tzu in action. Liu Bang didn't win by numbers. He won with timing, terrain, deception, and design. And that is the mark of a true strategist.
This is China Tales. Subscribe for more stories of ancient wisdom and strategy.